Hello everyone, the last word, and I'm Maria Shakir. 2 weeks on after the Pahalgam terror attack that left 26 innocent citizens dead, India prepares for the worst. Pakistan continues to instigate at every step, from revoking the Shimla agreement to violating the ceasefire to mustering international sympathy, all to no avail. In the midst of all this, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge chose to make a charge at none other than the Prime Minister of turning a blind eye to intel about a possible attempt to target civilians. The BJP was quick to fire back, questioning the politics amidst India's preparedness. Watch this report before I bring in guests to ask why play politics on matters of national security.
सरकार ने ये माना कि इंटेलिजेंस फेल्यूर है, इसको हम सुधारेंगे। जब चूक को आप मान रहे हैं तो भाई साहब मैं पूछता हूँ, इतने लोग हमारे मर गए, उसकी जिम्मेदारी भी आप लेना चाहिए।
A fortnight after 26 innocent tourists were gunned down in Pahalgam by terrorists who asked them their religion, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge hit out at the Modi government and the Prime Minister himself for what he said was failure to act on intel about a possible terror attack targeting tourists. Kharge called on the government to take responsibility for the loss of life. The BJP was quick to hit back, terming the charges despicable and demanding an apology.
एक तरफ मीटिंग में कहते हैं कि हम देश के साथ खड़े हैं और दूसरी तरफ देश को कमजोर करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। जब जान रहे हैं कि तनाव बढ़ा हुआ है, राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा का विषय है, तो उस समय प्रधानमंत्री के बारे में ये बोलना कि वो नहीं गए कश्मीर क्योंकि उनको मालूम था हमला होने वाला है, इससे बड़ा कोई गैर जिम्मेदाराना वक्तव्य हो सकता है क्या विपक्ष के प्रमुख दल के अध्यक्ष के द्वारा, राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष के द्वारा?
The government, on the other side, preparing the nation for any possibility, announcing mock civil defense drills across the country to coach people on do's and don'ts.
In Karnataka, three districts have been identified. One is Bangalore city as expected because it's a cosmopolitan city with more than 1.4 crores population. Second is Raichur, which is sensitive because of the Raichur thermal power station. And the third one is Karwa district, where we have the nuclear power station at Kaiga. So these are the three prime locations where we will be starting the mock drill. The mock drills and subsequent exercises would go on for about a week.
Right.
Then we'll have to standardize our preparedness.
Apart from the civil defense drills, the series of high-level meetings continued with NSA Ajit Doval briefing Prime Minister Narendra Modi for nearly 40 minutes at 7 Lok Kalyan Marg ahead of the cabinet meeting on Wednesday.
The last such mock drills were conducted in the run-up to the 1971 war between India and Pakistan.
Before taking any military action, India chokes Pakistan's water lifeline after closing gates of Baghliyar and Salal dams. As the water flow to Pakistan from the mighty Chenab River was reduced to a trickle, India has sent a very strong message that after suspending Indus Water Treaty, it can use water as a strategic weapon against Pakistan.
On Monday, the United Nations Security Council held closed-door consultations to discuss the escalating hostilities between India and Pakistan over the Pahalgam terror attack. At the meeting, which was called at the insistence of Pakistan, the envoys called for restraint and dialogue. Members also grilled Islamabad over the involvement of Lashkar-e-Toiba, a Pakistan-based terror group.
Pakistan has received the equivalent of an international snub from the United Nations Security Council after it requested a closed informal meeting on the topic of India-Pak tensions. Well, the United Nations Security Council's members, according to sources, have castigated Pakistan and told it that it has behaved in a very, very provocative manner by testing nuclear capable and other missiles in the wake of what happened in Pahalgam. They were also questioned. Pakistan was also directly questioned about the Lashkar-e-Taiba's involvement, as India has said, in the attack that killed 26 tourists.
And joining me now is Rohan Gupta, spokesperson of the BJP. We have Dr. Pooja Tripathi representing the Congress. Major General K.K. Sinha is a defense expert. We also have Lieutenant General Satish Dua, former Chief of Integrated Defense Staff. I'm going to begin with you, Lieutenant General Dua. How do you look at this state of preparedness that we are talking about, the drill being conducted for the first time since 1971?
Maria, I think this drill is very much required because when we were children, as a child, one has seen the 62 war, the 65 war and 71 war as a teenager. We saw these drills happening. We saw the air raids. Before that, there used to be practices. So we knew the drills. Your generation today does not know what happens then. And I think it's very important to bring about, firstly, a consciousness, an awareness that if something goes wrong, if it escalates, what are the drills to be followed? The two essential things that happen is an air raid siren. You have to understand the sound of air raid siren, which goes ups and down. That's when air raid is starting. So you need to get to the nearest trench or a nearest designated place, to your house, to your school, to your office. Similarly, when it's all clear, there is a different kind of a siren. So people need to understand that this is what will happen after air raid is over. There used to be lights out, the blackout as it's called. That blackout is something that has to be followed very strictly. You don't put on the lights, you don't put on the TV, you don't put on fire, you don't do anything because that helps fighter aircrafts of the enemy identify targets. So all in all, there are several other things that need to be done. But the point I'm trying to make is that it is a question of awareness. This awareness is very much required because we should not have chaos when something like this happens. It should be in an orderly manner. And it brings all the citizens together. It also teaches them the value of being good citizens in such times. So I'll stop here because the point I'm trying to make is simply this. This is in preparation for an eventuality that might take place.
Major General K.K. Sinha, the question is that India is making this preparation. A mock drill of this nature will be happening across 259 districts. So the sheer scale is making people nervous at some stage as well. But what will you tell the citizens of India as far as assurances? I mean, how should we be looking at these mock drills? Many of us were not even around when 1971 happened, so we are not aware of how should the civilians react.
Good evening, Maria, and Jai Hind to you and to your all viewers. See, you said that, the question is that India is preparing for something, and then this mock drill, which is fought in 259 district, there is a panic. See, Maria, you have to stand, there is no panic, which I feel. Today, 1.4 crore people are much more aware than what we were aware probably in 71 or 65, which we have seen. That time, even, this much proliferation of reaching to everyone was not there. Now it has reached to everyone. I think, from 22nd onwards, when the Prime Minister has taken the war that, we will have some retribution, which is the world has not seen. It will be unprecedented. I think, generally the people are there. What has been brought out now earlier, it is making for a synergy for the nation and the participation of 140 crore people of India. Scale of 259 districts. I think, when the India will do it, it might be in certain cases symbolic. When we are talking about, Maria, we are talking about in the backdrop, you understand, the nuclear. I'm not in a nuclear bogey I'm playing. People like Sweden or Finland, which they never have in the armed forces, they have started having a nuclear bunker, understanding what is there, in the time of emergency, using of what availability. Now we have got a basement, we have got a car park, we have got a huge infrastructure, we have got a metro line. See, it is not warmongering. It is in 21st century. If you don't do it, you will miss the bus. the geostrategic situation, all over, it is in such a way it is going. World is at war. India might come, where we are retributing it from 22nd and 24th. The first thing is started. The military dimension. You see, water war is the reality of 21st century. And it is have got military dimensions. We have been using them, in the riverine terrain, the canal, Dishkam Band is all based. Now, Chenab, water, 3 crore people of Pakistan out of 25 crore has been affected. Moment you do it, Jhelum is starting. Jhelum Krishna Ganga is going to start. So, then retribution is started. Pakistan, how is reacting? In POK, they have mobilized 2 divisions. Everyone knows about it. They have moved the Armor Division. Today, the 2 division from the 12 corps from Balochistan, they have moved. We exactly know which are the division because it has nothing to do with Indian security. We know 33 div, 41 division has moved. India will be doing on 5th to 7th, I think, starting when we will have the air exercise on the border. The war has started, it has been unleashed.
Okay.
It will not have the movie type of thing, on the silver screen, which we see, the tank rolling and this and that. The time has come where through you, I want to, appeal to the people. Please contribute. And this is what the synergy is.
Okay. So in these times, is it appropriate for the political class to strike a note which is discordant, Dr. Pooja Tripathi? Yesterday, the official line of the Congress party was that Ajay Rai's comments should not be taken seriously. What about your party president's comments today?
So the party president in the same event said that we unequivocally stand with the government of India in whatever action we take. Today, leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi visited Lieutenant Vinay Narwal's family and met his family, and there also he said, Pakistan should be given it should be dealt with an iron hand approach and whatever the government says. But Maria, the question here is asking accountability is why it's called politicization of the issues. I have the Pioneer report here, which is dated on 16th April 2025, reported by Mohit Kandhari from Jammu. And he said that PM Modi's J&K visit postponed amid security concerns. This is 6 days before the dreaded Pahalgam attack. And it says that there have been encounters with terrorists in Poonch district. It says that the terrorists are actively monitoring the tourist areas in J&K, the Dachigam National Parks and the hotel areas in Srinagar. So when the questions are raised, this is a problem. This is a time of not just national mourning but deep introspection too. In the parliamentary, the joint parliamentary meeting that was held, government accepted that there were systemic failures. Government accepted that there were intelligence failures. So there needs to be, parliamentary proceedings. There needs to be, the head should roll. There needs to be resignations. There needs to be some action that not only, we believe, we have full faith and full trust in whatever armed forces are actions would be decided. We don't want any strategic inputs on that. We trust the government on the mock drills that's been organized, being organized tomorrow.
Okay.
But what about accountability and when is
What about accountability? What about accountability, Rohan Gupta? Can this question of accountability be put on hold for time being is also a question, but Rohan Gupta, please respond.
First of all, I think it is really not appreciated the way opposition parties are trying to play politics at a crucial time. On one side, they are saying that we are with the government in this time and we are ready for whatever action government is going to do. On other side, the statement coming from till yesterday, you were getting statement from different leaders making mockery of our army and all. That was okay. But now, president of the one national party, I have the report. It clearly shows that just because of the weather condition, his program was postponed, and this is the official news. So when a president of a party makes any comment, he has to verify the news before speaking, because this is a very crucial issue. And right now, the Pakistan media is using the statements of Congress party. That is the situation right now. Do you feel that is correct, Maria? Whatever, you have definitely have right to question government, ask the question, and that's what government did. In all party meeting, everything was briefed, and after that meeting, if every leader says that we are with government, they should be keeping away from this kind of petty politics. It is not required. Either you walk the talk or you don't say. But this is the habit of Congress party leaders. They will say something else, and when it comes on test, they will do something else. Otherwise, after giving the dictate of the central leadership not to speak on this issue apart from their official line, why every day you are finding one or other leader speaking on the same issue? And they are not criticizing. Nobody has criticized Mr. Ajay Rai's statement. We have seen that for last 2 days what he has been doing. Absolutely no question. Then why? Do you feel that such a senior leader, he can speak something without the consent of the party? No. He's not a small leader. He's the president of Uttar Pradesh Congress. Then why is allowed to speak on that line?
Okay,
And after
30
that,
seconds to both of you, and then I'll go back to the experts. Please go ahead.
The party speaks something on this critical issue. I don't think this is appreciated.
Okay. Dr. Pooja Tripathi?
You know what's politicizing the issue? The Chief Minister of Gujarat coming to the terror site of 26/11 and saying कि दिक्कत borders में नहीं, दिक्कत केंद्र में है. Asking accountability, when does it equate to politicizing the issue? We are asking accountability because we want to fix the systemic failures that our intelligence forces are accepting. The NIA report that's been everywhere in the media reports, NIA says that the modus operandi, the communication channels, everything has been exactly the same as Pulwama in 2019. And this is and in parliamentary meeting, they said that the prior permission for opening the Besaran Ghati was not taken. But today, the print carried out a report that J&K Development Authority floated a tender with one person actually, winning the tender for carrying out tourist operations. When a government authority is opening the tender, when the Ghati is open from 2020, when Kashmir faces a tripartite security arrangement, this is a question of accountability, and questions of accountability will be asked. It's not just asked by us, it's asked by every person. While we support whatever Pakistani media says, whatever they can go to hell, they can rot in hell, and whatever they are saying, that's their prerogative. But we would need answers from the government, because this is a major security failure too. Okay. This is not just attack on the House of India, it's a major security.
I want to quickly answer this.
Okay, quickly reply to that.
See, Maria, this is the problem. I have absolutely no issue on opposition asking questions to government, and that's what government did. They briefed everybody in all party meeting. See, making mockery of army, is it asking question to government? Accusing PM's intention. Today, it is not a small issue, Maria. There is an accusation on the intention of the PM, telling that he knew that there is a security, that's why he didn't go. Do you feel any party's national president makes such statement against Prime Minister in current situation? His leader, Mr. Ajay Rai, taking Rafale plane in his hand and smiling. Those visuals on Pakistan TV, they are making mockery of that. Do you feel this is asking question? There's a difference between asking question and making mockery out of it. That is what I'm telling. Your leaders must understand. We are passing through. It's a sensitive place. If you are saying that we are all together, just wait. We are going to give holistic, comprehensive reply to Pakistan.
Okay, this comprehensive reply. Let me bring in Major General K.K. Sinha and Lieutenant General Satish Dua again on the screen now. Lieutenant General Dua, the question here is that, as you pointed out rightly, but during the surgical strikes, sir, since you were involved in it, you were critical in the decision making then, India carried it out. This time, it looks like a level of preparation which is very different from what we have seen, post Pulwama or post Uri.
Sorry.
Yes, Lieutenant General Dua, that's a question to you. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so, when 2016, when we had the terror attack at Uri,
yes,
we lost 18 soldiers. When Pulwama happened, it was CRPF soldiers we lost, 40 of them. In 2016, when I was the co-commander, we did a very shallow strike at terrorist camps, which is now known as Uri surgical strike, at multiple locations. And then at Balakot after Pulwama, we did a very deep strike.
Yes.
Precision air strike, deep inside Pakistan territory. This time round, there are two things that are essentially very different from 2016 or 2019. One is that the battlefield has evolved. The circumstances are certainly different. That is, civilian tourists from all over the country have been killed, and not soldiers. And the battlefield has moved on. Over the last couple of wars that we are seeing, whether it is Russia, Ukraine, Azerbaijan, Armenia, or Israel, Gaza, we are seeing so many more enablers and stakeholders have come into play, whether it is drones, robotics, AI, space, cyber, and many more such stakeholders. So the battlefield is different, and the response this time round will certainly not follow one of the two responses that we saw earlier in 16 and 19. It will be a comprehensive package. It will be a multi-domain, multi-dimensional package. And the second thing that has changed is both the times in 2016 and 2019, within 10 days and 12 days respectively, the operation was launched. The bold riposte was launched and then announced after it was launched. This time, the whole country has taken it up. The Prime Minister has openly announced that we are going to do it and we will have a bold response, and we'll do it at the time and place of our choosing. So what that means also is Pakistan is already prepared in whatever way it wants to. Pakistan is rattled. We are seeing all that. I'm not going to get into that. We are seeing the effects of waters issues that is taking place, other diplomatic steps, economic steps, etc. But since it has been announced by the Prime Minister, so it is not a surprise anymore. But what is surprise? What is not known is what will be the mode of attack, where will that strike lie, when will it come, and what are the other stakeholders involved. So I suppose there is going to be a difference in that.
Yes, clearly. Major General K. Kisana, let me give you the last word on the show tonight. Please go ahead.
See, Maria, you have to understand the total different situations. What we are talking about, what we did in 2016 and then 2019. That time, the idea was basically to create a deterrence, whether it is a creditable or it is a time frame wise. 48-hour operation in one or two places and then coming back, inflicting some casualties is just a messaging. Then we have been talking about it. The India has taken a very, very limited, I think self-perceived thing to create a deterrence. Then we did it with the air power. That is also air power. So many, one sortie going and coming back, basically trying to achieve something. See, this time, what has been laid down? We laid down with a very clarity with the terms of reference. The terms of reference you see that, we are going to do something which will not only deter, the Pakistan, but the perpetuator will be taken a task. We will take out chun ke nikalenge. See, the chun ke nikalne ke is already on. 27 have been eliminated of most wanted people. Ye chun ke to nikal hi rahe hain, and we will do it. See, you have to understand, it is not that, it is the extension of what we have done it. And it is not because the geopolitical situation has changed and all over the things are gone. India has also chosen the time to do it. We have been forced to do it. And that's why the perpetrators are not only Pakistan. You must understand. The bigger perpetrator is the China who's sitting in front of you. He might be resetting with you. He is also doing with the, Bangladesh. If you don't do it with this comprehensively, I think you will not get a chance again.
Okay.
And when they are retributing, it is compulsion, that is your, terrorism or whatever. It is an extension what these people are doing. They will finish it off because after that, Pakistan will not have that, longer and to reach anywhere, which they were saying, whether in parliament or into the Pahalgam. So we have to create and show very, very difficult, terms of reference this time.
Major General K. Kisana, I really appreciate your time. Lieutenant General Satish Dua, thank you so much. Dr. Pooja Tripathi, Rohan Gupta, thank you for joining us. We have Vivek Karju, former diplomat, joining us now. Ambassador Karju, on Islamabad's prodding, we are seeing UNSC holding another meeting on the India-Pak tension. The point here is, in this case, India is the victim and Pakistan is the aggressor. But given the nature of the statement that is coming in from the UNSC, there is a great degree of caution is the way it is being read, that it has told both the countries to apply restraint, to practice restraint. How do you look at UNSC's latest comments?
The Secretary General's statement do not really matter. The Secretary General is an official. The UN is a body of countries, member states, and all Secretary Generals have in the past offered their good offices. So I don't take that their statement seriously when it comes to India-Pakistan issues. Everyone knows that for India, the only path of negotiations or relations with Pakistan is the bilateral path. As far as the UNSC is concerned, you would have noticed, Maria, that it met yesterday in an informal manner. As Pakistan is a member of the UNSC, the UNSC holds consultations every day, and as part of those consultations, Pakistan raised the issue of the current situation in South Asia. But it got no joy because the president of the UN, of the current president of the UNSC, the chair is held by Greece, did not even issue the lowest form of statements, which is an oral statement to the press. The president of the UNSC, the presidency rotates every month. The president thought it fit not to say a word. And that would have come as a great disappointment to Pakistan. Deep disappointment, even though their permanent representative to the UN has gone on record to say that that the meeting served Pakistan's purposes. Clearly it didn't. And we have to bear in mind that the PR, the permanent representative, was instructed by the Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of Pakistan, Ishaq Dar, to invoke the UNSC. The UNSC has not got involved. Members of the major powers or members, the permanent members of the UNSC have separately called for restraint, and this is natural. This is normal diplomatic practice.
So in terms of the diplomatic move, we have seen how India has taken a diplomatic position already. There are certain measures which have been announced, which includes the Indus Water Treaty being put on hold, the results of which are being seen in the rivers as well. Tomorrow is the day when mock drills will be conducted on large scale. It is similar to what happened in 1971. How would you see the situation right now between the two nations diplomatically? Can it move in any direction?
Look, I see it like this. In 2016, Prime Minister Modi considered the Uri attack as unacceptable, and the surgical strikes followed. In 2019, he considered the Pulwama attack unacceptable, and the Balakot aerial strikes followed. Surely, by any criteria, the Pahalgam terrorist attack is unacceptable. So if we apply the criteria of the first two, then Prime Minister Modi would be setting in place the Modi, what I have recently written, the Modi Doctrine. And that doctrine is that if there is an unacceptable terrorist attack sponsored by Pakistan, instigated by Pakistan, undertaken by Pakistan, then India will take kinetic action. The nature of that kinetic action is left in broad terms to the political leadership, and the way it will be carried out is left to the professional soldiery, the defense chiefs, and the Prime Minister significantly has said that there are no restrictions on the defense chiefs to give a crushing response to Pakistani terrorism, either in terms of their choice of targets or modalities or timing.
All right, Ambassador Kharge, really appreciate your time here on NDTV. That's all from me on this edition of The Last Word. Tomorrow, our big coverage will be on the mock drill, which will be conducted in 259 districts across India. and it becomes important because it's for the first time since 1971 that mock drills of this nature will be held.